Hello everybody, welcome to a new video. Today we'll be talking about, well, no, I think we'll figure out who we're talking about in a moment. Now, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it because I don't feel like spending an hour talking about this.
Now, this is not 100% confirmed yet, but it would appear that the new voice actor for Mario is none other than Kevin Afghani. And I don't really know what this dude has done. I'm not familiar with his other works, and I've never even heard of him before.
Now, Kevin Afghani has been in Genshin Impact. Let me open this page again. Uh, he was in Genshin Impact as Arnold. I don't know who Arnold is. I'd have to look again. I don't remember it. He was in Dragon Ball R&R as Raditz. Now, I forget what R&R is. Yeah, it's a fan-made spin-off, so it's probably maybe Masako X. That'd be my guess if Raditz is a big part of it. Doesn't have to be credited, so. An anime Penguin Red show, and he's not given any role, so I don't know who he plays in that. So that's some of the things Kevin Afghani does. I don't know anything else. That's all I know he does. Just Mario and Luigi, Arnold, and Raditz.
So just a few minutes ago. But apparently he's done some work in the world of voice acting and has landed the role of Mario in Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Now, I wouldn't really care normally, it's just that, well, let's take a look at his profile picture. What do you see here? Any red flags? I see an enormous red flag. He's a pronoun person.
Oh no, guys! The pronoun people are coming for Mario now. They're gonna infect Mario with the pronouns. He's gonna be using he, him. Oh wait, that's what he uses already. Now, I'm reminded of a manual from a Mario game where it says Mario is open-minded. He doesn't judge people. Man, if only you could take that advice. If only people who play these games could take the advice of the characters that actually are in them. That'd be fantastic. But we all know these types of people aren't going to do that. These types of people are going to cry about pronouns in Starfield, or people who play characters have pronouns, even though everyone has pronouns. Some identify with the ones they were born with, some don't. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter. You just show respect and call people the pronoun they want to be called. Just simple human decency. People should learn that. People should really, really learn that.
Okay? Pronouns he, him. Now, I hear you ask, why is that a big deal? Aren't he, him pronouns normal? Isn't that like the pronouns everyone has? It's not like he's using kitten self pronouns or some other ridiculous stuff. That doesn't matter. The bigger problem is that he seems to think that it's necessary to broadcast those pronouns.
Heaven forbid a bio, something designed for you to describe yourself, make sure people know how to refer to you, be it with your name, with your titles, or anything like that, be used to show your pronouns, something people use to refer to you. Like Kevin Afghani wants to go by he, him. That seems like a good place to put, a good thing to put in your bio, where you put uh, your titles, your just anything that is important like that. But no, people like you don't understand what these bios are for. They'd rather use them for jokes, which is fair. You know, you like to do so, but Kevin Afghani's a professional. He makes money by being a voice actor in both fan-made and official material. So his social media presence has to reflect that. And that means it's going to be used to show his titles, the characters he's played, the places he works, and other things like that, so people know he's respectable. But people like you just focus on the part where he put his pronouns, the thing that should be in your bio, because it is how people refer to you. Kind of like how you call doctors doctor because they put doctor in their pronoun, but not pronouns, their bio. You get the idea. It's fucking asinine. You're just being stupid.
And the only reason I would guess that he feels that way is because of the larger cultural push from those on the left to rupture our identities and confuse everyone by teaching the younger generations that they can just choose to be whatever gender or any other thing that they want to be.
That is nobody's goal. No, what you're doing is doing the same thing you see other Republicans do, which is lie. They lie to drum up misinformation. So you think one thing, you keep your followers stupid, you keep the sheep quiet. Well, I guess you're not keeping the sheep quiet because you're one of the sheep that believe in this dumbass shit. But still, you make the sheep do your work for you. It's a simple form of indoctrination you see in cults, in religion even. You see at a young age in religions as well. I say this as a religious person, don't worry, I'm not hating on religion while I'm atheist, I am myself religious. Yeah, you see this often where people indoctrinate people into their way of thinking using their politics, their religions, their fandoms even, and it's not accurate. People don't feel the need to put pronouns in their bio because it's a large push from the left to do it. People feel the need to put pronouns in their bio because it's respectful. But not respectful. It like normalizes it, making it so people who identify as, let's say, if Kevin Evgeny was she/her, it makes it less likely for him to get bullied for coming out as she/her because it's normalized to put how you want to be like referred to in your bio. You're complaining about a problem that doesn't exist. The only thing the left is doing, well, aside from the actual evil thing it's doing, is, well, most people on the left, not like the big people running it. The most people on the left are just wanting people to be accepting. They push for people to accept everyone. The thing, your book, but I don't know if you follow religion, but I'm going to assume you do for the time being. But the book that I assume you follow tells you to be, do not judge others. But yeah, that's it. You're just lying. You're just straight up lying to try and make people think that's not accurate because you're a sad, insecure little man or some bullshit like that. I don't fucking know.
I have to choose my words very carefully here because this is YouTube, but the mere acknowledgement of the importance, and I say that in quotes, of so-called pronouns in our culture today is complicity in the degradation of this culture.
The only thing pushing this societal degradation you're talking about is people like you. People who feel the need to insult people based on how they feel. People like you are the reason why suicide rates are so high in trans people. People like you are why there's just so much hate in the world. If you just stopped hating, and instead of hating, you put your mind towards being a little more understanding or accepting, you'd understand that this is not a problem. Putting your pronouns in your bio is not a problem in the slightest. You're just crying about nothing, like all you idiots do. I was gonna say Sister Mina, but you're right. This is YouTube. I have to be polite, well, semi-polite. I can make fun of you, but I have to make fun of you in a way that's not insulting you.
I posted a reply to Afghani's tweet and I immediately was swarmed by a bunch of...
You know what? Let's talk about your tweet for a second, shall we? Great, a pronoun person is now Mario. What the fuck? Fuck that. Get OG back. No pronoun people in my Nintendo. Now, let's break this down, okay? You say that no pronoun people are allowed in your Nintendo. First off, it's not your Nintendo. It is everybody's Nintendo, but ultimately it's Nintendo's Nintendo. Second, you don't see the reason you're at hate is actually because you're being hateful. You're being aggressive. You're being a twat. And it's that simple. You're getting hate because you deserve hate. You say the sheep came to defend their leader, Kevin Evgeny. But no, it's simple. People saw you were being hateful, so they decided to respond in kind. Maybe don't be hateful on your platform if you don't want to get people calling you out for being a hateful little shit.
In any case, one of the things they kept replying to me with was, well, you have pronouns too. Shut up. Like, seriously, shut up. It's not the same thing, okay? My quote-unquote pronouns are what they would have been 100 years ago, okay? My pronouns today are what they would have been 2,000 years ago.
oh, look, a pseudo historian trying to tell me what life would be like 100 years ago, 200 years ago. Well, here's some fun facts for you about not 200, 2000, sorry, about 2,000 years ago. Well, longer ago, actually. Ancient Egypt, that's longer than 2,000 years ago. That's like probably 5,000 years ago. I don't know off the top of my head. Ancient Egypt had a third gender category for eunuchs, meaning there was three genders in ancient Egypt. Indigenous people of North America have third gender roles as well. And in 1711, that's like 300 years ago, but still pretty close, there was uh, an explorer who came to America. He said he saw men and women reversing the roles. He saw women doing the warrior role, which was predominantly men, and men doing the everything else role. I don't know exactly know what role they had back then, which shows that gender back then also was not like set in stone. Or at least the roles for genders one. But again, third gender roles, so three genders acknowledged in indigenous people. In the U.S., 1629, there was a indentured servant, red slave, in Virginia that reported being both a man and a woman. In 1776, there was a person called the Public Universal Friend, which was trans, I believe. And then again, in 1776, I believe, I could be wrong then. Joseph Lobdell was a man who was assigned female at birth who lived as a man for 60 years and even married a woman. And during the Civil War, over 200 people assigned female at birth donned men's clothes, some continuing to live as men after the war, like Albert Cashier. And after the war, Frances Thompson, a now free black trans woman, testified before Congress before being arrested for cross-dressing like 10 years later. Chinese has a history of people with third genders because of eunuchs and other cross-gender behavior. Japan also has a large history of trans people, especially during the Edo period. And man, don't get me started on Greek and Roman shit as well. You don't know what you're talking about. It's that simple. You don't know what you're talking about. Just don't talk if you don't know what you're talking about. I see a dick and lip of flapping. You know what it should be doing? Nothing. You don't know what you're talking about. I said that like 5 times now. I know. I'm saying it a lot, but the people like this really bother me. They really, really bother me because they don't know what they're talking about. And every time they open their mouth, all they do is spew hate. They spew hate, and that is not acceptable to me.
They aren't some new age made up BS to make me feel good. My quote unquote pronouns are simply a description of my gender, and gender is simply another way of saying sex.
Except historically, as I just said, there are multiple genders throughout multiple societies throughout the history. You're just lying. Again, you're applying American shit, which again, even if you did, is wrong based on the indigenous people that lived here before you. You're just basing it on modern day new era bullshit. This has never been a problem in society before now. Some of the greatest societies, as I said, Rome, that was considered a great society before Christianity came into play and caused it to crash. Not really Christianity, there was more things. Rome as an empire was doomed to fail from the beginning. Greece had multiple like trans shit in it. I don't feel like explaining that. It's a long thing. If you want me to explain it, I may make a video about it in the future if anybody cares. But Greece also a great empire that a lot of America is based on. We got our democracy from them, or the pseudo democracy, not actual democracy, but still. And it had multiple gender roles technically, or at least trans people in it. Spartans, some of the greatest warriors, also did not have set in stone gender roles. And even the women there acted as men because all the men were pretty much gay. You don't understand history. You do not understand it. You're just lying.
Someone responded by saying a pronoun person is just a human being. Buddy, I'm not arguing against their existence as people. Of course, they're human beings. You're just muddying the water here. What I'm against is using this commie newspeak.
You know, communists. Definitely, definitely very, very accepting of trans people. Definitely not Russia. Definitely not Russia. Definitely not a country that pulls people out of their house and beats them for being gay. Fucking idiots. Jesus Christ. Kami Newspeak. Fucking Christ. What are you talking about? Jesus.
To further alienate the younger generations from their own identities.
How is giving people the ability to express themselves through a way that they like alienating them? If people want to express themselves through pronouns in their bio, explore their identity like that, you are doing that. You are projecting what you're doing onto others. Nobody's saying young people can't, express their identity, except people like you. Well, I say young people. Depends on how old you're talking about. There is an age, but I think you should maybe think about it a little bit more critically. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about this man and his asinine opinions.
That and so much more is what's going on. One of these weirdos even told me to take the easy way out, so to speak. Listen, I wish luck to Kevin Afghani. I have nothing against him as a person, so I wish luck to Kevin Afghani. I hope all goes well for him. I hope it's just a dumb phase that he's going through and that he doesn't use his newfound influence to push for destructive ideologies. If the last 7 years should have taught you anything, it's that leftist ideas are a detriment to society. I'm Switchblade, done.
Ah, yes, the leftists telling people to teach the benefits of slavery. Oh, wait, no, that's Florida, isn't it? That's a Republican, isn't it? Yeah. Now you can say, oh, Democrats are the reason America's so bad. No, it's fighting. That's the reason why America's so bad. Every single politician does the same exact bullshit. The difference is the policies that they claim to support, but in reality, what they support is putting money in their wallets. That's all they care about. Anybody who pushes ideology from either side is an idiot. One side is less hateful, given that what they typically say is support people, be accepting, learn from history. The other side, Republicans, what they typically say is ignore history, don't support people. If you're not straight white, you get out of a fucking country. Not really, that's not what they say, but you get what I'm saying. I'm being hyperbolic here. One side is about hiding one's evil. The other side is openly evil. Republicans try to hide their greed, their envy, their lust, and it always comes out that they are sometimes some of the more evil people, in my opinion. Sorry, I had to think of a word that didn't get me demonetized. I guess I can't make money, but you know what I mean. I can't. That doesn't give me the algorithm. And DeSantis is one of the worst because he's willing to put his entire state through a possible bankruptcy. If his spearhead against Disney succeeds, Disney's gone. Disney's gonna leave Florida, and he's actively making laws that allow people to kidnap kids if they say they're trans, and their parents don't immediately tell them you're not trans. And then this whole push he has to teach the benefits of slavery. No, leftists are not the problem. It's both sides. Both sides are a detriment to society and should be purged. And also, I noticed that little bit where you said it was a phase and everybody's weird. No, I think your hatred is what's weird. I think your hatred is a phase. I think once you actually do research into these topics, you'll realize that, hey, maybe I shouldn't talk about shit I don't understand. Because, man, this is such a bad take. But we both know you don't have the self-awareness to do that. Anyway, I'm done talking about this. I don't want to be an hour-long video, as I said. It's already almost 30 minutes long, actually. It's like 22 minutes long. So let's go ahead and end this. This has been a responsive video, as always. I hope you all liked it. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. And if you do comment, tell me if you agree or disagree with me. Obviously, I'm all for having a discussion as long as you're not a hateful twat. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.